battery. He says he then cautiously approached the Simpson home to interview O.J. and advise him of the criminal charges his wife was alleging. That's when he says he got O.J.'s side of the story.
He was very excited, and he was talking rather fast. He said that he shouldn't have touched her, but what had happened is that they'd gotten in this dispute over her wanting to go on the road with him.
King says he became a sounding board for the troubled couple that day. And after explaining the consequences to Marguerite, he says she decided not to have her husband arrested.
She did not want to make a crime report, and she was hopeful that this thing would resolve itself. She decided that maybe the notoriety of this thing coming to light in the press might have hurt her own life as well as the children.
Although this alleged incident of abuse occurred about 20 years ago, when the prosecution released their list of intended witnesses, Marguerite Simpson Thomas was among them. Her attorney, Carl Jones, argued that she should not be called as a witness.
Or because the witness has no relevant material testimony to offer.
The prosecution's real interest in Marguerite may be the cell phone calls O.J. made to her the day of the infamous slow-speed car chase. Attorney Harold Feringer.
That conversation could be extremely important. The problem is we really don't know the nature of the conversation.
Marguerite's attorney is also questioning the significance of any testimony she might provide about the alleged abuse.
It's more evidence of domestic violence, which of course the prosecution has been trying to recruit and to accumulate.
As for the defense, we asked Johnny Cochran about the allegations that his client had abused his first wife.
Well, she's already said that there was never any physical violence, as she said, so we'll have to see, guys.
Judge Ito has ordered that Marguerite must appear in court, and next month a date will be set for her appearance. If called, she must testify. As for the truth about her relationship with her accused ex-husband, only they really know. But Jim King says he knows what he saw with his own eyes that day, nearly 20 years ago.
If Marguerite gets on the stand and says O.J. never touched her, what would you think?
She either made it up and did it herself, or it happened, she forgot about it, or it happened and she doesn't want to talk about it.
Now, Jim King has not been called by the prosecution or the defense and does not appear on any witness list.
You are watching Inside Edition Weekend. Still to come, a private glimpse at Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. And up next, airport hustlers. They can't wait for your plane to land.
I'm going to Kennedy. Okay, how many people? $90. It's a $20 cab fare.
That's a good price.
You don't have a right to even be working at the airport.
When you're dealing with these illegals, there's no accountability. I mean, anything could happen to you.
I'm about to perform an amazing act. The act of breathing, made possible by Tavis D.
Now you can breathe easier. Prescription-strength Tavis D relieves tough congestion and sneezing for 12 straight hours.
There's nothing else like it.
Mrs. Butterworth, you're different.
Oh, I'm filled with the country, the goodness of cinnamon and vanilla. I want to sing like a lark, skip like a stone. Oh, I'm babbling like a brook. New Mrs. Butterworth's country best recipe.
9 out of 10, she gets what she wants. They're all giving her things.
It's Montel in February.
There are women who use their looks to get what they want from men.
Guys like me, and to keep me, they pay for whatever I need or want.
To them, it's nothing personal, it's just business. But doesn't this man love you?
What's love?
Do their boyfriends really know what's going on? I want to find out what's going on here with Jerome. They do now. Women who date for profit on the next Montel.
Montel Williams, Monday at 9 on 11 Alive.
On the next American Journal, she's the mystery woman by O.J. Simpson's side. He trusts her with his life. O.J.'s secretary. Find out what she knows. Watch the next American Journal.
American Journal, Monday at 4 on 11 Alive.
Actress Tawny Katane made a name for herself, a name linked to O.J. Simpson. Now Tawny sets the record straight about O.J. Can she tell us stories we've never heard? It's on Inside Edition.
Inside Edition, Monday at 4:30 and 7:30 on 11 Alive.
For the next extra, NYPD's Jimmy Smits went from L.A. to the streets of New York.
What my gut was telling me was right.
Now go behind the scenes for a side of Jimmy you've never seen before.
Everybody checked their egos at the door.
Then she's the sexiest woman on TV.
I'm a very strong woman. I know what I want.
Now meet the model Madison Avenue is mad about.
plus the latest on the Simpson trial. And see what the sexy woman who's been linked to O.J. is up to now. The story's only on Extra.
Extra, Monday night at 7 on 11 Alive.
Believe it or not, 72 million people fly in and out of the New York City area every year. And waiting to welcome them at the airports are some of the most devious car service drivers in the world. Matt Mahar has an undercover investigation.
Limousine service price.
They're called hustlers, and they break the law by soliciting passengers at New York City area airports. They charge the unsuspecting 2, 3, sometimes 10 times the cost of a taxi.
35.
They swarm all over the arrival areas, trying to lure you to a sedan, a limo, or even their own beat-up old cars.
They interfere with travelers who come in at our airports.
Charles Knox with the New York, New Jersey Port Authority Police has heard lots of hustler horror stories.
A couple of German tourists that were picked up and were taken to a location in Manhattan. And when they balked about the cost of the fare, the illegal transporter wanted to hold them hostage. Didn't want to let them out of the cab. Didn't want to give them their luggage.
They come off the plane from other countries and they don't know any better. And where you going? I'm going to Kennedy. Okay, how many people? Oh, $90. It's a $20 cab fare. $15, $20.
Frankie's a hustler, but he says he's even disturbed by some of the scams he sees.
I seen an old woman get taken to Kennedy for $150. It bothered me because I figured if it was my mother, would I like it?
The New York City metropolitan area has 3 huge airports. Combined, they handle a total of almost 100,000 arriving passengers each day. There are also tens of thousands of cabs, limousines, and car services in the Big Apple, and the competition for passengers can be brutal. It's easy to see how out-of-towners and even some New Yorkers can get scammed here. We wanted to see what would happen at the airport if we posed as tourists seeking transportation. At LaGuardia Airport, we were immediately solicited for a ride to Manhattan and taken to a station wagon in the parking lot. The driver charged us $35 for a trip less than 7 miles long. For comparison, we followed in a licensed yellow cab. The cost? Just $14.25.
Sure, anyway, that's fine. Yeah.
On another trip, we were solicited by a driver named John. He told us it would cost us $39 for what, again, should have been a $15 trip.
Yeah, that's a good price.
Yeah? But when we arrived, John raised his price from $39 to $51, which he said included a 20% tip and a $3 toll. The only problem was, John took a bridge into Manhattan that doesn't have a toll.
Manhattan? Yeah, we're in Manhattan.
This driver also charged us for a bridge toll that didn't exist. His name is Jules. While riding with him, we pretended to understand very little English.
That's near the World Trade Center.
For a trip to our same Manhattan destination, he charged us $38. That again should have been about $15. We had a camera crew waiting, and Jules was a little surprised to find out that we not only spoke English, we also knew how much a legal ride should be.
My name is Matt Mahar, Inside Edition. Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
You're not a legal taxi cab driver.
Oh, yeah, livery cabs, delivery.
Livery cab. Can I see your license? Your TLC license?
Oh, yeah, we, what do you call it, work livery cab.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be out there working the airport.
The airport, I was...
The fact is, Jules was given a summons for hustling just 3 weeks prior to our meeting him. And he says he was arrested 2 years ago for the same thing.
When you're dealing with these illegals, there's no accountability. I mean, anything could happen to you.
Officials also say that illegal car services often lack the necessary insurance to transport passengers.
You don't have a right to even be working at the airport.
Sir, I've been working there for a long time, okay?
Illegally.
We get summonses, we work hard, we do what we got to do.
You're working there illegally, aren't you?
Whether it's legal or not, I'm working for a living hard, okay?
Don't be fooled into taking a ride with a hustler.
This problem has gotten so bad, some airlines even run warning videos on arriving flights. But every day, passengers still get scammed. So airport police frequently conduct undercover busts.
You have the right to remain silent. Refuse to answer any questions. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law.
They make like their passengers. They come on with briefcases, luggage, and stuff like that. And, If the hustlers don't know who they are, they get caught.
We seize vehicles, we tow vehicles, we arrest drivers, we give out summonses.
Even though there were more than 1,000 arrests at the 3 airports last year, the scam continues. So if you're flying into New York and haven't reserved a car service, take only a yellow cab and stay away from anybody who says,
"Transportation, sir."
New legislation has stiffened the penalty for hustling fares. A first-time offender in New York could get 15 days in jail and a minimum $100 fine. So watch who you ride with.
Good point. Well, still ahead as Inside Edition weekend continues, the relationship between Jacqueline Onassis and Michael Jackson. We've got an exclusive audio tape of Jackie O.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. I got you.
I've got more ideas.
Oh, good.
She got him in the dining room and sat him down, and she said very quietly, "We can't publish it like this, because if we do, we'll make fools of ourselves."
The flood of '94. It gave us all a forceful lesson in nature, and now it can be a powerful teaching tool in today's classroom. I'm meteorologist Brian Albrecht. 11 News is proud to offer this Flood of '94 study guide. It's filled with facts and activities to help students of all ages understand this historical weather event.
Send for a free copy to Flood of '94 Study Guide, WXIA-TV, 1611 West Peachtree Street, Atlanta, 30309.
The who, what, when, where, and whys of Mike Landis and Angela Robinson. The 11 News anchor team. Who?
A team from diverse backgrounds.
With different points of view.
What?
It's a new challenge, and we're both excited about it.
Let me see, what does Mike think of me? Well, I guess on the set, if something's funny, I think he knows I'm going to laugh. If it's sad, it will touch me. So by now, I think he realizes that I'll probably do just about anything.
She is a spark plug.
When?
At 6 and 11.
Weeknights on 11 News.
Where?
I owe a lot to this community, and it was important for me to come back and get involved.
I guess my answer would be everywhere. My assignments have taken me all over the world.
Can you believe he's been in this business for 30 years? You don't look like you've been in it for 30 years.
Why?
Because it's our job, and it's important to us that the information you get is fair and accurate.
And to bring you every element of the story so you can decide how it's going to affect you.
Get to know Mike Landis and Angela Robinson. Weeknights at 6 and 11 on 11 News.
They're the hottest sports team in Atlanta television.
Fred, Dell, Randy, Joe.
And we've got you covered.
Teamwork. You never know what Fred's going to do next. Fred.
No, don't tell on us like that.
Great sports.
The whole idea is to get into it.
Go, Dell.
I'm dancing in the rain.
Let's play.
Sure, it's work, but there's always time to play.
Fred, Dell, Randy, Joe.
The sports team on 11 News.
That's teamwork.
For business news that works, bank on 11 News. With Money Matters and reported bill lists, 11 News helps you stay ahead of the breaking developments in Metro Atlanta and the business world. The exclusive partnership 11 News has established with the Atlanta Business Chronicle gives you the edge. We're working the stories that affect you faster than anyone in Atlanta. When it's information you need, it's serious business, and no one's got you covered like 11 News.
It was truly an odd couple. The king of pop, Michael Jackson, and the queen of Camelot, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. The two appear to have nothing in common. But in 1985, they paired up to collaborate on Michael's autobiography. Now, a never-before-heard tape sheds some light on that bizarre relationship and the very private Jackie O.
How the hell did I get doing a book on Michael Jackson?
You are hearing the voice of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. We all know her unmistakable grace and style, but her voice is a part of the legend that was kept private. Jackie rarely spoke in public, and after she left the White House, she never agreed to a broadcast interview. But now, Inside Edition has uncovered a never-before-heard recording that lets us hear the real Jackie O.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. I got you.
I've got more ideas.
Oh, good.
The person receiving the phone call was J.C. Suarez. In 1985, he worked as an art director on the Michael Jackson autobiography, Moonwalk. Jackie was editing the book for Doubleday Publishers. Recently, while Suarez was working on his own Jackie tribute book, Uncommon Grace, he remembered a cassette tape he had tucked away, a tape of a call accidentally recorded on his answering machine.
I'll be done by, I don't know, 5 or 6 o'clock.
Okay. Well, if you want, I'll be here.
All right, should I call you first?
Sure.
The thing I love most about that phone call is that Jackie is a trooper. She's part of this team trying to put this book together. And her job in the following week is to make a presentation to Doubleday.
If we just showed the text, we'd be in hot water.
Yeah.
Very hot water.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Well, J.C., it's really miraculous what you've done.
Who is it? It was strange that Jackie should end up working on a Michael Jackson book. It wasn't exactly her usual subject matter. But Jackson struck a deal with Doubleday. He would write his memoirs only if Jackie was the editor.
How the hell did I get doing a book on Michael Jackson?
I don't know. You had a hunch.
I'm still trying to think of why. Somebody must have told me to go and do it.
She didn't listen to his music. She admired his success, but didn't quite understand it. He knew that she was famous, but I don't think he knew a whole lot.
And one thing Jackie didn't know is how much work the Jackson book would be. The trouble started when the manuscript arrived.
When Jackie read it, she realized that there was nothing in it. She was hopeful that he'd open up about, certainly about his tough childhood, about his loves, his former loves, and so on.
Boy, are we going to have to fuel that guy. I mean...
Yeah, we do. But there's a point when he's fueled.
Yes, when he's fueled and when it stops just... I mean, it'll be great.
In an attempt to get Michael to open up, Jackie and Suarez made trips to the Jackson family home in Encino, California.
She got him in the dining room and sat him down, and she said very quietly, "We can't publish it like this because if we do, we'll make fools of ourselves." A couple of times he got angry and he disappeared and come back, and he was saying that he was very embarrassed that he got angry.
While in Encino, Suarez says Jackie was shocked by some of the things she saw in the home of a self-professed animal lover.
He had a number of animals. There was a llama outside in a cement pen, a boa constrictor in an aquarium, a little poodle in a little playpen. And all the animals were kind of lonely, and Jackie felt sorry for them. In fact, she made a joke about wanting to call the ASPCA anonymously and turning him in.
But Suarez says Jackie was most perplexed by what she saw in Michael's bedroom.
He had a collection of man-sized mannequins, men and women, in strange positions. I remember this one setup of a grown-up dummy leaning, presenting a flower to a young lady. Dummy. The only thing we could come up with was that the dummies represented Michael's fantasies. Whenever we get back on a plane or get back in the car, she'd always ask the same question: do you think he likes girls?
Jackie never got what she wanted from Michael. The book was released a few years later, still a whitewash of Jackson's story. But Jackie didn't get upset about it. She was already off to other projects. Suarez says Jackie loved her work and that it gave her a lot of satisfaction during the happiest time of her life, the time, he says, that was captured on his answering machine.
Do you think you'll have anything by tomorrow night?
Absolutely.
She loved working on these books. She loved her grandchildren. She loved her apartment. Everything was in place.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And Suarez says after one of their visits with Michael, Jackie predicted that Michael would marry when he was 35. And of course, Don, she was right.
How long it lasts, we'll wait to see, but he did marry. And when Inside Edition Weekend returns, wait till you hear what Sharon Stone has to say about Madonna.
It's cold season, and for adult strength relief, many doctors recommend Dimetapp. What's more, in a recent study, the antihistamine and Dimetapp Extend tabs relieved allergic rhinitis symptoms better than a leading prescription antihistamine. Doctors have recommended the Dimetapp brand over 200 million times for sneezing, runny noses, and nasal congestion. For adult-strength cold and allergy relief, remember, doctors recommend Dimetapp.
At 24,000 feet in sub-zero conditions, her hands are put to the ultimate test.
An update from Vaseline Research.
World-class mountain climber Sandy Hill Pittman knows the ravages of extreme conditions on her skin. That's why she used Vaseline Intensive Care Extra Strength Lotion during her Mount Everest climb. This advanced formula gives her skin the same protection that millions of people trust every winter.
Vaseline Intensive Care Extra Strength Lotion. From Intensive Research comes intensive care.
Hey, Sam, you know what turns my stomach more than this lunch? Our company health plan.
Yeah, it doesn't give us nearly enough choice.
You mean I might not be able to take my son to his regular pediatrician?
Hey, no choice is no good.
We want choice. We want choice.
We want choice.
We just made a healthcare change that'll give you all kinds of choices. Look, don't take this little protest personally just because you're our benefits manager.
And we're just upset, Judy, not hard of hearing.
Sorry.
But we just switched to the Prudential healthcare system. PruCare plans are all about choice.
So does Prudential work with doctors all around Atlanta?
You bet. What about hospitals? Prudential works with some of the most respected hospitals in town.
The Prudential offers a variety of healthcare plans. If you're a benefits manager or an employee, learn more about choice by calling for our free information kit or call your broker.
Choice is why we went with the Prudential.
So can we choose a big raise for us all?
Nice try.
The Prudential healthcare system. If you want choice, you want us.
Sharon Stone takes on Madonna in a moment, but first, here's what's coming up on Inside Edition.
From music videos to movies and sitcoms, sexy Tawny Katane made a name for herself, a name linked to O.J. Simpson.
Your name has been associated with the case so many times.
Now, this famous single mom goes on the record about her relationship with O.J. and her life.
I think he's a great guy. Do you? Yeah, I do.
Can she tell us stories about O.J. we haven't heard before? Exclusive, actress Tawny Katane.
That's next time, and finally today, Sharon Stone's captivating performances have earned her adoring fans worldwide, including a very unlikely one from the celebrity ranks. And that may have sparked a feud. Here's Cindy Hamm.
Hollywood's reigning sex symbol, Sharon Stone, is currently starring in the #2 box office hit, The Quick and the Dead.
I don't think much of a town for Preacher.
But she's not too busy to check out her competition. In the March issue of Esquire magazine, Stone took time out to criticize one of her hottest rivals, Madonna.
We have a fabulous feud here between two bottle blondes.
Last year, Madonna approached Stone at a basketball game and asked for a kiss.
Sharon Stone said, "Not in this lifetime, honey." She said, "What is this? Is this because I'm the only person she hasn't kissed?"
Though Madonna seems to have a genuine interest in locking lips with Stone, it seems like all Western stars, Stone would rather kiss her horse and dismiss Madonna.
Whereas Madonna jumps on every trend that's ever come along. Sharon Stone, in fact, is refreshingly non-90s. I mean, you look at her, she eats red meat, she wears fur, she has no pierced body parts, and she's an avowed heterosexual. And she really doesn't want to play Madonna's games.
Madonna's publicist could not be reached for comment, but chances are she may have a lot to say.
As brassy and as in-your-face as Madonna is, she also is rather thin-skinned, and she is going to register some sort of complaint. So stay tuned on this one. The best is yet to come.
And we're going to stay out of this one. And that's it for us today. I'm Don Criqui.
And I'm Madeline McFadden. Hope to see you again very soon.
It's the right time to save money tomorrow on a used car truck at Atlanta Toyota and Atlanta Buick. Hi, folks, I'm Tom Park. Like this 93 Hyundai Excel for only $59.88. Here's an 89 Olds Delta 88 for $39.88. A 93 Ford Taurus station wagon, only $69.88. Or this 89 Ford Tempo GL for only $49.88. Of course, these are only examples. Every car and truck is priced to move out, plus a lot of ways to finance. If credit's a concern, ask about the Auto Club. We can help you reestablish your credit at Atlanta Toyota and Atlanta Buick.
Are you concerned about the world around you? Do you look at it and wonder if there's anything that will change it? Well,
One word from God can change the whole world, and very soon will.
God can turn it around if you'll get the word in your heart and let it come out your mouth.
Watch The Believer's Voice of Victory right here every week.
Charmin presents Evie Discovers Makeup.
Evie! Evie, are you in there?
Evie is about to discover something that feels as soft as the leading regular facial tissue, squeezably softer than any other bathroom tissue. It's Charmin Ultra.
Evie, what are you doing? Oh, Evie.
So cleaning all that stuff off,
That's quite a color.
is even softer.
Little bitty pretty one.
It's not just softer, it's Charmin Ultra.
Help 11 Alive in keeping kids first.
Paid program for Your Psychic Experience presented by Gold Coast Media Incorporated. Direct from San Francisco, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, welcome to Your Psychic Experience, starring legendary celebrity psychic Kenny Kingston. Join us today as Kenny returns to San Francisco, where his psychic gift was first put to use reading such famous people as Presidents Harry Truman and Dwight D. Eisenhower, Greta Garbo, James Dean, and Marilyn Monroe. A successful author, radio personality, and frequent talk show guest, Kenny received a special proclamation from the mayor honoring his triumphant return to the city by the bay. Your host for our show from Room 222 and the Emmy Award-winning series In the Heat of the Night, Denise Nicholas. And joining Denise and Kenny are their special guests. From The Love Boat, Ted Lange. Star of the TV series Out of This World and Angie, Donna Pescow. And from the daytime drama The Young and the Restless, Sharon Farrell, direct from her set in Hollywood, California. And now, a big San Francisco welcome for Denise Nicholas.
Welcome to Your Psychic Experience. During the next 30 minutes, we're all going to share in a unique and rewarding experience. We're going to discover how we can improve our lives financially, emotionally, and romantically. And the man behind it all is the fabulous psychic, Kenny Kingston. You know, when I was first asked to host the show, I was very excited. I'd heard about Kenny Kingston, and I really looked forward to meeting him. I soon discovered that Kenny's psychic gift goes way beyond just reading the future or telling you about the past. His is a very special gift. He's a warm and caring person who is deeply concerned about you and about your life. And he's established an entire network of psychics, the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline, made up of caring, gifted psychics who all share his concern for people. Like Kenny, they can help give your life new meaning. All right. What do you say we meet the man behind this remarkable network, Kenny Kingston?
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back. Thank you. Thank you, Denise. And thank you, sweet spirits, for your many, many kind letters. And thanking you for calling my psychic hotline so many times and then writing to me and telling me how wonderful my psychics were. You know, it all began for me right here in San Francisco, where I gave private readings to Greta Garbo, Ingrid Bergman, Joan Crawford, and of course, Marilyn Monroe. But I'm going to give some readings to you people. Are you ready? Yes. All right. Thank you. All right, may I pick up a vibration, I pick up a wonderful vibration from you. You want to move, don't you? Yes or no?
Yes.
You're going to go to Oregon. Where do you want to go?
Ashland.
Where, in what state?
Oregon.
Fair enough. Are you involved with two different men in a business venture?
Yes.
Spirit says one is a very tall, blonde man.
Yes.
The other is a, thank you, a short, dark man with a mustache.
Yes.
Thank you. Do business with the tall, blonde.
Yes.
Because the dark-haired man is hiding behind that mustache and not good for you.
He sure is.
Thank you, okay. You know, Denise, a psychic is a guide, really. We tell you about your past, your present, and your future, trying to lead you as you call our line. But you don't have to take that advice.
Right, it's an individual choice.
Exactly.
Right.
You either follow it or you don't follow it. It's exactly as simple as that. Remember, my psychics are professional. They're trained to help you. They're trained so that you won't be afraid. How many people here are actually afraid to make a telephone call?
I don't know, let's ask the audience.
All right, let's ask.
Over here.
Well, I'm reluctant to call because I'm afraid of what they might tell me.
If you should be what we call afraid, or you fear making a phone call, simply scratch out the word fear, replace it with a wonderful word called faith. Faith in yourself and faith in my psychics. Yes, right over there, please.
Sometimes I just don't think my problems are big enough to discuss with a psychic.
Trust me when I say this to you, and I say it to you with all my heart. If it's big to you, it's just as big to my caring psychics who want to help you.
It's time to introduce one of our celebrity guests. And you'll recognize him from The Love Boat, and he's now a very successful Hollywood director. Please welcome Mr. Ted Lange.
Our guest will be calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline, but you can call before anyone by dialing the number on your screen right now.
You know that the Sweet Spirits are responsible for all those years of your working, young man? You're going to say how? How? Okay. A lady came to me for a private reading one day. I'd never met the lady before, and she carried a book in her hand. And I gave her the reading, and afterwards she said, "Tell me, Kenny," she says, "what about this book? Is there going to be any success at all?" I said, "Geraldine, the book is going to be #1 on the bestseller list, but then it's going to go into one of the longest running television series in history." The woman was Geraldine Saunders, yes, right?
That's right.
And the show was?
The Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
Yeah.
See how great we are? The Love Boat. How do you feel about my psychic hotline?
Now, see, Kenny, the thing is this. I know that you're a good psychic, okay?
Yes.
And, but you've got people call into the hotline. And what I want to know is if the psychics on the hotline are as good as you. That's what my concern is.
Wait a minute. Are you challenging me?
Yes, that is a challenge. I'm throwing down the gauntlet.
All right. All right. I admire you for that. All right, then I'm going to give you to a psychic that you've never talked to before. You know nothing about. They know nothing about you. Let's just press the button, and you're on the line for a Kenny Kingston psychic.
All right.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Kenny Kingston line. May I help you, please? You say your name 3 times for me, sir.
I will. My name is Ted Lange. Ted Lange. Ted Lange.
All right. And the first thing that I see here comes up in your past, and it talks about a problem that you had with your family. It seemed that an argument, it was just a simple, really, disagreement, turned into an argument, and then it became an estrangement, which it took a little bit of time to repair and get back together in a natural and perfect place with your family. So there was a person in your family that it took a little bit of effort on your part, Ted.
That's true.
Yes.
You're scary. Wait a minute. No, that's right on the money. That's very good.
I can truly say they're the most accurate group of psychics any place to be found. Our psychics work around the clock, 24 hours. You can pick up that telephone and get an honest, caring psychic.
It works.
On arriving in San Francisco earlier this week, Kenny gave me a private reading. I'd like to share that moment with you now.
As I come into your vibration with your jewelry, a voice tells me very, very clearly from the other side that acting is excellent for you. However, I find writing to be a glorious situation for you.
It's where my heart is. It's always been there.
But I see you're right. You will write something, though, that you will appear in. Is there a contemplation of it?
Yes. I'm writing something for me.
Thank you. And your question now. Go ahead. If you have a question, ask Spirit the question. Go ahead.
Well, I have questions about my father.
Yes?
I just want to know that he's all right.
He was greeted on the other side by a man by the name of Frank, they tell me. Who is Frank?
Frank was his friend.
Okay. That's enough, isn't it? He greeted him on the other side. But he will always be with you when you need him.
That's maybe...
Who passed away so suddenly, who comes to me, who's a woman, but she was quite young when she passed. And she comes to me, though, she was in pain before she passed. There was a pain around her, yes?
Yes.
Were there 7 letters in her first name?
Yes.
Yes, because she gives me a 7. And you know, she passed away between 7 and 11. I say that the sister with the initial M. Her name?
Michelle.
They found her?
Yes.
They found her.
She was murdered.
I know. Call to her. Just call to her now, please.
Michelle.
Michelle. Call again.
Michelle.
Michelle is safe in paradise. Trust me. With all my heart. With all my... It takes time. It takes time for them, listen, to become reconciled on the other side. But now you're strong. You got a purpose now.
Stay tuned. When we return, we'll be talking to daytime television star Miss Sharon Farrell, direct from Hollywood via closed-circuit television. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ted Lange, and I just want to tell you, you know what's so great about Kenny's Hotline Psychics is that when you get the reading, I mean, you feel like they know who you are and that they're guiding you along a path that you need to be going along. I suggest that you pick up the phone and try it. I really enjoyed it. I think you will too.
My psychic made a prediction that the man I just met was my true love and that we get married in only 4 months.
Well, when she told me, of course, I didn't believe it. I mean, after all, we had just gotten together. But the psychic was absolutely right, and we got married almost to the day she predicted. Kenny's Hotline made a believer out of me.
I call myself an open-minded skeptic. I've investigated psychics all over the country, and over the years, I've found Kenny Kingston to be extraordinarily accurate. In fact, he constantly amazes me.
I've never called a psychic line before, but after meeting Kenny, I'm gonna do it.
When I spoke to my psychic on the phone, we connected. She told me the past was behind me. Get on to the future because it was looking very bright.
If you want to know what lies ahead for you in the future, do what I do. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. You won't regret it.
I've never endorsed anything before, but after meeting Kenny Kingston, I've decided to make an exception. Kenny has established an entire network of gifted psychics, a caring, helpful family who all share his concern for people. And like Kenny, they can guide you and give your life new meaning. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline right now. It just might change your life forever.
Last year, one of Kenny's psychics, Lady D, told my wife and I that we could expect a little baby girl. We didn't think it was possible at the time, but she was right. Now, we have a beautiful little girl.
I've been calling the psychic hotline now for over a year, and the psychics are so accurate, they just blow me away.
I get so much great advice from my psychic Deirdre, I put her on speed dial.
Now, when you call my hotline, you can receive my Experiences magazine absolutely free. It's packed with articles about famous celebrities, amazing psychic stories, tips on relationships, and more. Ask your psychic how you can receive your free Experiences magazine. Call now.
There are many unexplained mysteries in our world. San Francisco has one of the most baffling. On June 13th, 1962, 3 men attempted to escape from what was, up until then, referred to as an inescapable prison. The prison? Alcatraz. Since it became a federal penitentiary in 1934, no one had ever escaped from the rock alive. Did these prisoners? Only one man could answer this 30-year-old mystery, psychic Kenny Kingston.
Alcatraz, once the home of many, many lost souls. But I still think that they're here with us in spirit. Later on in the show, I'm going to attempt to contact one of them.
Joining us via closed-circuit television, direct from Hollywood, one of daytime television's hottest actresses and star of the new feature film, A Gift from Heaven, Miss Sharon Farrell.
Hi, Kenny. Hi, Denise. Hi, everybody.
Sharon, do you want a reading?
Oh, Kenny, would you?
I will if you tell me what happened from the last reading I gave you on the air.
I was up for Gift from Heaven, and I asked you if I was going to get the role, and you told me I would, and you also said that the film was going to go to Cannes and that we would get fabulous reviews, which we did. Now you tell me something else.
All right, Sharon, there's also going to be quite a change for you in the next 4 or 5 months. There's going to be a fantastic offer for you. Bide your time with it. Give yourself 7 hours before giving a yes or a no to it.
7 hours?
7 hours. In other words, don't jump. What's your question this time, Sharon, dear sweet spirit?
I'm up for another movie. It's called Beyond Desire. Will I get it?
Yes, but they must change the leading man.
Really?
There'll be something regarding the leading man, and the chemistry won't quite be right. Bide your time on that. Maybe that's the 7th. But anyway, Sharon, good luck, sweet spirit.
Kenny, they're calling me on the set. I've got to go.
That's the timing. That's what spirit does.
Bye. I love
Now, how about going into the audience to do a few readings?
I don't know whether they would like me.
Would you like that? Yes! Fans are calling you!
I will do it. Who is Al?
My cousin.
Thank you. Where is Ann or Anna?
Where I live at.
Thank you. Does she have to climb stairs to get there?
No, yeah, sometimes she does.
Tell her to be very careful on the way up because she's got a bad right leg.
That's right. Very true.
There was a cameo in your home in a dresser drawer.
Right, great-grandmother.
Was a cameo there, yes or no?
Yes.
You thought, what's it all about? I could have taken my life.
Yes. Very true.
Will I marry again?
This would be your third time, really. Yes or no?
Yes.
Should we do more? She's carrying too much salt in her system, and she's having trouble with her legs right now.
She's got arthritis of the knees, and she can barely walk.
Donna, dear sweet spirit, you'll see this girl within 3 years.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
People are calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline and getting answers that make a difference in their lives.
Kenny, that was great.
As I've told you earlier, every single one of my psychics takes a very personal interest in you and your problems. But most of all, my psychics have developed a very close personal bond with all of their callers.
Sounds like the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline is sort of like an extended family.
That's absolutely right, Denise. We're very much a part of a family. And may I invite each and every one of you to become part of that family. So please pick up your telephone now and call the number right there on your screen.
Later in the program, Kenny Kingston will tell us if these men escaped from Alcatraz alive.
Thank you for calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. How can I help you today?
Well, I'd like to know about my love life. Do you see any prospects?
Yes, I see that you're coming.
This reading by John is just like one you'll receive when you call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline right now at the number on your screen.
The initials JS. Does this mean anything to you?
Well, let me think. The guy I dated in high school had the initials JS, but he moved away a long time ago, and I don't think he's coming back.
This man is your soulmate, and he will be back in your life very soon.
After I spoke with my psychic, I didn't know what to think. Then less than 1 week later, I got a letter from my old boyfriend. He's moving back. If my psychic was right about that, who knows?
Whenever I have an important decision that I have to make, I call Kenny's psychics. They make my problem their problem, and they give me the answers that I need.
I was out of town at a party, and I met this great guy named Mike, but I left the party too soon, and we didn't exchange numbers. And when I got home, I thought I had lost him forever. But when I was talking to my psychic on the hotline, she had said that Mike was actually very close, and I should just look in the phone book. Well, I didn't believe her, but I looked anyway. And there it was, so I called him up, and we've been seeing each other ever since.
What's so great about Kenny's Psychic Hotline is that there's always somebody there for you when you need them.
I was unhappy with my job, so I called my psychic, and he told me that he saw me moving to a new city and getting an exciting new job, and that through my job, I would meet my future husband. He was right. I have a fabulous job and a wonderful new man in my life. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. It could happen to you.
Our lives are very much like the fog. We can't see exactly where we're going. That's why you should call my psychic hotline. My psychics can tell you what lies ahead for you. They'll set you on the right course, a course that will lead you to success. That might be in wealth, in career, or in romance. But make that telephone call now.
A year ago, Kenny predicted that my sister and I were going to business together, and we did. Since then, I've had the chance to talk with several of Kenny's psychics, and let me tell you, they're great.
You know what makes Kenny's hotline really special is that all of his psychics share Kenny's concern for you.
As your psychic, I can help you give your life new meaning. So call now.
If you've got questions about love or money, I can give the answers.
Remember, no problem is too big or too small for your psychic. If it concerns you, it definitely concerns us.
Make that call now. We've decided to invite someone up from our live audience to call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. What's your name? Topaz. It's a beautiful name. Thank you. Just press that button.
No, don't. I want to give you some advice, as well as I want to give you some advice at home. Before you make that telephone call, Topaz, and before you, Sweet Spirits, make that telephone call, get a pencil and get a pad. Have your questions ready. Be relaxed. Meditate perhaps a few minutes before. Just say, oh, Sweet Spirits, please come in and give me the answer that's right for me. Remember, sometimes the psychics may give you an answer that's perfect, but you feel it's wrong at the moment. And don't say no to them so quickly. Listen to their story. Listen to what Spirit is telling them. Topaz, please, press the button. Your psychic's on the line.
Hello, my name is Doris. Please say your name 3 times.
Topaz, Topaz, Topaz.
I see a change in your life, Topaz. You'll be in much better shape financially by the end of this year. Do you have a question for me?
Well, I just made a career change. Is it a good move?
It's a wonderful move. This is a great time for you. I see you right up there near the top rung of the ladder of success.
Ooh, thank you. Thanks.
You like that?
I love it. Thank you.
Topaz, just before you leave, I want to explain something.
Yes.
People at home might wonder if one of your psychics, or all of them, would say to you, repeat your name 3 times. Now, do you know why that happens?
No.
Because they must pick up your vibrations, because they're working, many of them, through clear audio. You understand now?
Yes.
So you say it 3 times
do.
for that reason.
Okay.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, I'd like to introduce you to one of Hollywood's most popular stars. You know her from such films as Saturday Night Fever and as the star of the television series Out of This World and Angie. Please welcome Miss Donna Pescow.
For your own reading, call 1-900-820-9002. $3.99 a minute. You must be 18.
Hello.
How are you, Sweet Spirit?
I'm fine. I don't know if you remember this. We met several years ago. We both did a Merv Griffin show, and you were a regular on that show all the time. And I was so disappointed I never got a reading. And I was hoping, now that I'm here today, maybe you would catch up and do a reading for me.
I have a piece of your jewelry, which you
yes.
will get back. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Sweet Spirit. Everybody here, please, in the audience, would you uncross your legs as all of us go on stage here? Thank you. May I ask for your cooperation, your sincere cooperation of taking the palms of your hands and rubbing them together, really rubbing them together. You'll get a chill. Either you'll get very, very hot or you'll get very, very cold. Thank you. All right, thank you. As I touch this vibration, I want to tell you, dear one, that you will do a play by Tennessee Williams, Walks Down the Aisle.
Tennessee Williams?
Yes.
He's my favorite playwright.
Williams. He's coming. You will do Laura, he says. You will do Laura in the Glass Menagerie.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite plays. Oh.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh.
I call Kenny's hotline quite often. One evening a few months ago, my psychic, Jean, told me that I shouldn't go to work the next day with my carpool. She'd been right about lots of other things, so when the carpool arrived the next morning, I told them that I had some things to do and to go ahead without me. When I got to work, I found that my carpool had gotten into an accident. Nobody was seriously injured, but I'm so thankful that my psychic was there to warn me. Give them a call. They sure helped me. They'll help you too.
I've been calling Kenny's Psychics for the past 8 months, and I find it really reassuring what they have to say about the future.
My psychic, Judy, said I was having some romantic problems. Well, I am in between relationships right now, and she said I was going to meet someone soon. Hey, I can't wait.
Kenny's hotline has made me take on a whole new direction in my life.
Take my advice. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline.
I called my psychic Lisa about my lost dog. Lisa told me that a lost and found sign would appear within the next couple of days, and she was right. I found my dog and I couldn't be happier.
Our marriage was in trouble, but my psychic Laura said, don't worry, hang in there. She saw everything working out, and she also saw a new baby coming into our lives. So I hung in there.
I'm glad she did. Our marriage has never been better, and we just found out that Paul is pregnant.
Thank you, Psychic Hotline.
I met Kenny about 10 years ago, but I just got my first reading today, and he was really amazing. He talked about things I'd only thought about and no one else knew, and he was right on the money.
If you're like me, you'd like to know what the day holds for you. Am I right? Well, that's why I start each day by calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. You see, my psychic Ellen, she tells me what I can expect. That way I know what to do and how to handle a situation when it happens. no surprises. Give them a call. We can all use a little help getting through the day. Excuse me, I've got a call, Ellen.
Do you have questions about romance, career, money? Pick up the telephone right now and call my psychic hotline. It could change your life forever.
Since I started calling the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline, my life's turned around.
Make that call.
Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline made my dreams come true.
Make the call.
I just love the Psychic Hotline.
Make that call now.
Do you want to know the future? Get the guidance you need to make the right decisions and the right choices in your life? The answers are out there, trust me. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline now. Take control, please, of your destiny.
I want to thank all of our guests for appearing on the show today. Ted Lange, Sharon Farrell, and Donna Prescott. And thank all of you very much for joining us. Remember, if you're searching for answers regarding your career, romance, or money, look no further than your telephone. Call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline at the number on your screen. It's a call you won't regret. And who knows, it might even change your life.
Make that call right now, sweet spirits. I can't tell you how many people have said to me, if only I called earlier. When you feel that impulse, do it. Follow it. You won't go wrong, I promise you. And please join us in our motto. Don't limit yourself to saying have a nice day or have a nice night. Please always say, have a very nice forever.
And now, Kenny Kingston reveals the fate of these 3 prisoners who escaped from Alcatraz over 30 years ago.
Did these prisoners make it to safety or not? Though no trace of these 3 men were ever found, pieces of their homemade raft were found right over there on Angel Island. It's commonly believed they drowned in these icy waters right here in the bay. Now, during the past few days, I've spent time, a lot of time, right here on Alcatraz. And I've received some very strong impressions. Strong impressions. These impressions I would like to share with you. Do you remember the 3 men who supposedly escaped from Alcatraz? Frank Morris and Angelin Brothers, Clarence and John. I went into trance the other night, and this is a true story, I tell you. Frank Morris was the first into the bay, but panicked and drowned almost immediately in the icy waters. The Angelin Brothers, an interesting story, a fabulous story. They made it to land safely, where they lived in obscurity. No one ever knew who they were. Clarence, he passed 4 years ago. While working as a banker, yes, a banker, can you imagine? Someone from Alcatraz working as a banker. John passed 2 years later from a heart attack, perhaps from loneliness. Dear sweet spirits, this concludes the dramatic story from Alcatraz.
Over 1 million people just like you have called the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline. Now it's your turn.
What's really amazing is how he's been able to assemble all these wonderful psychics who were there to help you.
They make my problem their problem, and they give me the answers that I need.
He was right on the money.
I suggest that you pick up the phone and try it. I really enjoyed it. I think you will too.
Make that call now.
Work with your psychic. They're here to aid you, to comfort you, to guide you. Please make that call now.
Don't forget to call the Kenny Kingston Psychic Hotline at the number on your screen right now.
Don't delay. Make that telephone call now. Destiny lies with you. Remember, sweet spirits, my psychics are always there when you need them. So please, make that telephone call right now.
The preceding was a paid program for Your Psychic Experience presented by Gold Coast Media Incorporated.
Gee, Sam, you know what turns my stomach more than this lunch? Our company health plan.
Yeah, it doesn't give us nearly enough choice.
You mean I might not be able to take my son to his regular pediatrician?
Hey, no choice is no good.
We want choice. We want choice.
We want choice.
We just made a healthcare change that'll give you all kinds of choices.
Look, don't take this little protest personally just because you're our benefits manager.
And we're just upset, Judy, not hard of hearing.
Sorry. But we just switched to the Prudential healthcare system. PruCare plans are all about choice.
So does Prudential work with doctors all around Atlanta?
You bet.
What about hospitals?
Prudential works with some of the most respected hospitals in town.
If you're a benefits manager, let us show you what we've done for companies just like yours by comparing healthcare plans. Call us or your broker for an appointment.
Choice is why we went with the Prudential.
So can we choose a big raise for us all?
Nice try.
The Prudential healthcare system. If you want choice, you want us.
I have 1 full-time job and 3 full-time kids.
Oshkosh B'gosh sales associate Anna Dragovich.
I know how to sell kids' clothes. My kids know how to stain them. You wouldn't dare use bleach on these colors, right? Oshkosh knows bright colors, and we suggest new Tide with bleach.
Tide's activated bleaching system is unbeatable at removing many tough stains. And now it has a special new ingredient that helps keep cotton colors bright, wash after wash.
You could have that garment for a very long time.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
So when your children look good, it makes you feel good.
Bruce Arians' Skycam weather at noon and 6 on 11 News.
Mac versus PC. You know, it's an age-old debate, and I thought we'd try to solve this issue by taking a look at the history of IBM versus Apple. We're also going to visit a publishing company this time and learn how they're using a software package called Photoshop by Adobe to manage their publishing business, and our first ever look at virtual reality. Now, for software, we've got a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, first of all, we've got part 3 in the series we've been doing on spreadsheets, and we're going to be taking a look at QuatraPro this time. We've also got a package from Visio called Visio Home that's going to let you do things like design a new wing for your house or do some landscape architecture, even if you don't know how to draw at all. In addition to that, we've even got Cinemania 95. It's the updated version of Microsoft's CD that categorizes almost every movie ever made. There's a lot of talk these days about portability, you know, the ability to take your office with you on the go, be a mobile professional. Well, I got 2 great products this week for that category. One of them is an IBM ThinkPad notebook computer. It's their 755 CE. It's their top-of-the-line, super fast, super screaming color notebook computer. And from Citizen, they've got a new portable printer. It's about this big, prints 360 DPI, which is like laser quality printing, under 1 pound. You got to check this out. You know, when you bought your first computer, you probably had to deal with this question. Do I get a Macintosh or do I get a PC? Do I get an IBM compatible or do I get an Apple computer? Well, that question is still around today. And I thought we'd look at this issue. And to do so, I thought we'd take a look at the latest offerings from both of these worlds. Now, this machine on my right is actually a Dell Pentium system. Now, Pentium processor technology is the most sophisticated, high-end PC system that you can get today. It's like the 586. There was 386, 486, and now the Pentium model. Now, on the Apple side of the equation, this is the new Power Mac, and it's based on a chip from Motorola called the Power PC. Now, you may remember that the 2 machines don't talk to each other, that you had to buy special software for an IBM versus a Mac and vice versa. Well, a lot of those walls have come down, but there's still a lot of issues you have to deal with, and I thought we'd take a look at this. To help you in this decision, I think it's good to understand a little bit about the history of IBM versus Apple. Now, IBM compatibles are based on an Intel processor. I mentioned the fact that this is a Pentium system, the latest in the 086 series. There was 286 and 386 and 486, and now what is called Pentium is really the latest, or the 586. Now, back in the early days, when IBM created the first PC or personal computer, they licensed the technology so that any other companies could make their own PCs as well. That's why today you have other PC makers like Compaq, like NEC, like IBM, like Packard Bell, etc. Because they allowed other people to use their technology. There's a lot more PCs out there today and a lot more software for the IBM compatible or personal computer. Now, for you computer historians, the Apple was actually created almost 2 years before IBM's PC. But even though they had that big head start, they decided not to license their technology to other companies. So the only place you could get an Apple system was from Apple Computer. Consequently, over the years, there came to be 10 times as many PCs out there as there were Macintoshes. Therefore, there was a lot more software, and that still exists today. Now, when the first PCs finally came out, it was long before Windows. They used DOS and DOS only. You know, the flashing C prompt and the foreign code of commands and letters and numbers and things. You had to learn a foreign language. Whereas the Macintoshes, on the other hand, always had nice pictures and symbols. They were much easier to use. Therefore, they had a very loyal following. Now, next time, we'll explore how this thing called Windows made the PC just as easy to use as the Macintosh and changed the whole face of this debate between IBM and Apple forever. Okay, who is your favorite? Siskel or Ebert? Good, I'm glad it's Ebert, because he's the host of this new Microsoft Cinemania 95 CD title. Now, this thing is really cool if you're into movies. I want to show you some of the stuff on here. First of all, there's information on over 19,000 different movies. It's like the most complete reference piece I've ever found to look up information on movies. You can find out who the actors were, who was the director, what year was the movie made, did it win an Academy Award, etc. Now, in addition to that, they've got over 4,000 different biographies on the actual actors and actresses themselves, and half of those, about 2,000, even come with a photo of the actor or actress. Now, in addition to that, there's over 1,000 different motion picture stills, actual pictures from the movies themselves, and full motion video clips, a couple dozen of them, from some of those most famous moments in motion picture history. So if you're really into movies and you dig Siskel or Ebert, check out Cinemania 95 from Microsoft. This is a really cool CD.
My name's Bingo Barnes, and I'm the art director for the Dallas Observer. We put together an alternative weekly newspaper, or the second largest newspaper in Dallas. And primarily my job is to design the covers and the inside feature layout and oversee the overall design and look of the newspaper. Being a newspaper, we do a lot of photographs, inside black and white photographs, cover illustrations. We found the best tool to use to enhance those illustrations and photographs for optimum press output is Adobe Photoshop. We use Photoshop for everything around here. We scan in artwork, we scan in photographs, we enhance it, we crop photographs, we place text over photographs, we create drawings, we enhance the covers and colors, just about everything. We use it for everything around here except, you know, for making coffee. This cover was an interesting challenge. We had a story about a boy involved in the juvenile detention system, and we weren't allowed to use his photo because he was a minor. So we had to come up with a solution. We had a photographer go out and shoot the juvenile detention center. Got a lot of random elements. We then brought them back, scanned them in, and put them all together for the cover. Basically, this initial image, it's my dominant image on the page. I brought it in, I deleted out the blue and the black color to get the orange and yellow and magenta color to the image. I then brought in another channel this juvenile department sign, where I then did the reverse of the first image. I deleted the yellow and the magenta colors to give it a blue-black feel. Then I went in, traced out a silhouette of a teenager. Then I changed the color on that, adjusted the levels and colors and hues and saturations. I did an outline border. I then went in and adjusted the level of this image over the top of these other two photographs. That way I got this nice, crisp, dark black, and you go in, you look, and the colors are totally different, but it's over the same image. You get this layering effect. Another application you can use this is to do the fuzzy drop shadows. You can do easy drop shadows in Quark Express, but to get that new wave effect of the fuzzy ones, you just type in your text, bring it in, it puts in your outline, automatically fills it with the foreground color. It's relatively easy. Just gotta wait on your computer most of the time. I tend to push Photoshop to its limits, and in doing so, I have to wait around a lot for it. And that's why I have so many toys to wait, to play with. This is really obnoxious. We play a game in production. We try to put out each other's eye with this. That's cool. Photoshop's incredibly diverse. You can come up with the same solution 100 different ways using Photoshop. As far as my output goes, I'm spending a lot more time and consideration with Photoshop in the advanced stages of outputting the paper, rather than trying to tweak it at the press to get my best output. You could have an initial starting point and come out with 1 million different outcomes using this tool. It's the best. And besides, using it, Since I know how to use it, it leaves me time to play.
My first fax. What do you make of that?
Was gibt es hier?
With CD-ROM, message center, integrated television, and speakerphone, the Compact Presario is powerful enough to run a small business.
Hello?
Hi, Adam. It's Mom. Where's Dad?
He's watching TV.
And simple enough to expand a child's horizons.
What are you doing?
Learning to fax.
Oh, really?
Hot Pockets, filled with pepperoni pizza or ham and cheese and a crispy crust.
What are you gonna pick? Hot Pockets.
Try Lean Pockets, too.
Chiquita satisfies America's thirst for adventure with flavors like no other juices. All natural, 100% juice. Chiquita.
Tonel Sculptured French Tips Kit. Stick it, buff it, gel it, set it. Mais oui. Tonel French Tips Kit. Beautiful nails made easy.
It's the right time to save money tomorrow on a used car truck at Atlanta Toyota and Atlanta Buick. Hi, folks, I'm Tom Park. Like this 93 Hyundai Excel for only $59.88. Here's an 89 Olds Delta 88 for $39.88. A 93 Ford Taurus station wagon, only $69.88. Or this 89 Ford Tempo GL for only $49.88. Of course, these are only examples. Every car and truck is priced to move out, plus a lot of ways to finance. If credit's a concern, ask about the Auto Club. We can help you reestablish your credit at Atlanta Toyota and Atlanta Buick.
Mom, I'm home.
Here's more Big Value Plus savings from Cub Foods. Get large cooked, peeled, and deveined shrimp or large scallops, 8 cents each. Value Plus members pay only $4 for a 50-count bag. Regular price $5.55. All this week at Cub Foods.
Okay, continuing on with our look at spreadsheets. You know, the last couple of weeks we looked at a 1, 2, 3 for Windows from Lotus, and we looked at Excel from Microsoft. Well, this week I want to show you QuatraPro, formerly from Borland. Now, what I mean by that, this is release 5.0, and this is the last release that Borland did. This product has been bought by WordPerfect parent Novell. So whatever name it comes under, you want to look for QuatraPro. And this release 5.0 is a great, easy-to-use spreadsheet, and it's on the street for around $50, so I wanted to show it to you as an option because it's a fantastic buy. Right away, we want to look at easy use. Well, there's some great customizable features in QuatraPro that make it very easy to use. First of all, anything in QuatraPro can be customized by simply clicking on your right mouse button. Now, any object on the screen, icons, toolbars, any feature can be changed to fit the way in which you work. Now, this is a great way to customize your spreadsheet so that it really only performs those tasks and those features that you really need. Now, some of you may be giving professional presentations, and QuatraPro makes that easy too. They've got 27 different two-dimensional graphs, as you can see here, and 30 different 3D graph types. Now, this means if you need to take your statistical information and turn it to a graph or into a chart, they got a lot of tools to help you create presentations. Now, in addition to that, they've got a light table, a full array of graphical drawing tools, even a slide organizer to take these various pieces, these graphs and charts, and build them into a slideshow or a presentation. So they make it really, really easy for you. Now, Borland is obviously very customizable, and it's also very easy to use with all of its tutorials and online help. In fact, they've got this great tutorial that basically walks you through every feature, every function within the spreadsheet, much like Microsoft's Excel and Lotus's 1, 2, 3. I think the main difference between Borland and these other two packages is the price. You'll see that all three of these spreadsheets have really gone out of their way to create a very easy-to-use program in a very easy, simple-to-master format. Now, obviously with Excel and with 1, 2, 3, you get some functionality you don't get with QuatraPro, but instead of spending $2.99 or $3.19, you're talking about $49, so there's a big difference. Well, if you're a first-time spreadsheet user, I hope that series gives you a nice first look and helps you through your process of buying and getting started in the world of spreadsheets. Can you draw? I mean, really draw good enough that if you had to draw a detailed map for someone to find your house, that you could. Or what if you wanted to do some landscape architecture? Maybe rough out a plan on how you're going to lay out the bushes in your yard. Well, if you're like me, you probably can't, which is why I really dig this new product from Shapewear called Visio Home. Now, Visio Home is a great software package for teaching you how to draw. Now, it's based on the principle of using those little green stencils that you used to have in grammar school, but using them electronically. So that if you have no drawing, no art skills whatsoever, it's very easy to create things like an additional wing for your home. Yes, believe it or not, you could actually design an add-on or an addition to your house. Anything you want to draw, you can draw with this package. It really makes it easy. It's called Visio Home, and it's from Shapewear. Isn't this great? Full motion video and business audio for presentations. This is the new IBM ThinkPad 755CE. It's a true premium notebook computer. And when I say premium, I mean that it's got sophisticated power and performance and an Intel 486 100 megahertz processor. Now, I'm going to get into a lot of the features, but first of all, I want to talk about one issue related to notebook computers, and one of the things that I'm most pleased about the 755CE, and that's battery performance. It's got between 3.3 and 10. Yes, 10 complete hours of battery life. In addition to that, it's also got an on-screen fuel gauge, a battery gauge in essence, that lets you know exactly how much power you've got left. Now let's talk a little bit about performance. Now I mentioned that there's a 486 100 megahertz Intel processor, but in addition to that, the 755CE comes standard with a 340 megabyte hard drive that's expandable up to an 810 meg hard drive. Now that's the largest hard drive that I've been able to find anywhere on a notebook computer. Now in addition to that, the 755CE also has 8 megabytes of RAM standard. But even it's expandable all the way up to 40 megabytes of RAM. So you've got either the power and performance that you need, but you've also got the expandability to do super high and sophisticated performance if you need it. Now this is my favorite part of the 755CE, the display or the screen. Now first of all, it's larger than the most notebook computer displays in that it's 10.4 inches. But it's not just the size that makes the difference, it's the quality of the image. This is a full active matrix TFT screen that registers over 65,000 colors. Now the chocolate mousse pyramid here with the raspberry sauce, if you will do little to help my weight. However, weight is not an issue with the 755CE. 755CE at 6.4 pounds is one of the lightest full-featured, high-class premium notebook computers that you'll find on the market. So if you're looking for a travel companion that has the power and performance to give sophisticated desktop presentations, and you're looking for a system that's got all the latest and cutting-edge technologies, check out the 755CE.
It's up to you. All you have to do is brush your teeth. No brush, no story.
With fax, voicemail, speakerphone, and an integrated CD-ROM system,
Daddy, let's do this book tonight.
the Compact Presario will let you do things that may have seemed impossible before.
She brushed?
Tonel sculptured French tips kit. Stick it, buff it, gel it, set it. Mais oui. Tonel French tips kit. Beautiful nails made easy.
Tonight at 5:30 on 11 News. Their dream is the American dream.
I want to work. That's what I want to do.
But with nowhere else to turn, they turn to welfare.
Everybody needs help every once in a while.
In this system, abused and under fire, they find help.
There is a rainbow at the end of welfare, and it's employment.
Is it possible to pass out hope without handouts? Find out the faces of welfare tonight at 5:30 on 11 News.
For the next extra, NYPD's Jimmy Smits went from L.A. to the streets of New York.
What my gut was telling me was right.
Now go behind the scenes for a side of Jimmy you've never seen before.
Everybody checked their egos at the door.
Then she's the sexiest woman on TV.
I'm a very strong woman. I know what I want.
Now meet the model Madison Avenue is mad about. plus the latest on the Simpson trial. And see what the sexy woman who's been linked to O.J. is up to now. The story's only on Extra.
Extra, tonight at 7 on 11 Alive.
Well, now, I know you're going to show me a new portable printer today, and I got to be honest with you, though. I have tried portable printers in the past, and the problem, they're great when you really need them, but generally speaking, Dave, they're so cumbersome. It's not so much the weight, because they might only weigh, 3, 4, 5 pounds, but they're cumbersome. You got to put them in their own separate carry case.
Right.
You carry your notebook computer in one bag, you got another shoulder bag of the portable printer. You go through this whole process to set the thing up, and you print 1 or 2 pages.
What if I could make a 360 DPI laser quality printer that goes anywhere you do, and it's ready when you need it?
Yeah, somehow I sense a setup. I got a sneaking suspicion you have one.
Let me introduce you, without further ado,
This is it.
to
Wow.
the Citizen PN60.
This is great.
And that's all there is to it. That is an entire laser quality portable printer.
This is it?
That's it. That's
This
all you
thing,
need.
what does this thing weigh, about a pound?
Exactly a pound.
Now, it's about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. I got to tell you, I've never seen anything this small. The quality, what do you sacrifice a lot in the way of quality?
Absolutely nothing. In fact, that's full 360 DPI resolution, and it prints on any kind of paper, envelopes, labels, transparencies, you name it.
Transparencies?
It'll print it. Of course.
This is a drastic breakthrough. Now, can it print in color too?
Absolutely.
You're kidding.
What would be better than a color presentation?
Yeah, because I was going to say, if you're going to print transparencies, you've got to have them in color.
Yeah, now you simply pop out the black ribbon, put in the color, and away you go.
That's great. Now, it's got a battery attached on the back, too. Can I actually work this with a battery?
In fact, you can, and this is what the battery looks like. It simply plugs onto the back, and away you go.
How about price range? Am I going to pay a fortune to have all this technology?
Amazingly, a product this small sells for much less than a desktop laser printer would, about the price of a going inkjet.
Really? Well, that's fantastic. Well, I tell you what, this is going to be a big hit. This is great. Now, I will carry a portable printer. Hey, I want to show you this really cool new product. It's called the Glide Point. And what it is it's a pointing device. It's really a substitution for using a more traditional type mouse for things like pointing and clicking or highlighting. The same things you'd use your mouse for. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, first of all, there's this surface area. You simply move your finger across the surface area, and it's the same as moving the pointer on your mouse. Want a single click? Tap once on the surface. Double click? Tap twice. You can open programs. Do things just like you would with your mouse. Now, in addition to that, you can even use the buttons down here on the bottom so that you can actually highlight an area, drag across with your finger while you hold the button down. It's very easy. It's a great substitute. It's small, it's lightweight, very portable, great to carry with a notebook computer, and especially useful when you don't have enough room on your desk to move a mouse around. It's called the Glide Point. You really got to check this out.
I believe that house call is the first serious attempt to bring the patient into the medical care loop. I think that they've been excluded for a long time. People simply went to the doctor and said, I'm here, and the doctor said, this is what it is. You got treated and went home. And that can't be the situation any longer. That has to change.
Medical House Call is an easy-to-use and easy-to-understand family medical software. It's actually 4 products in one: a symptom analysis, drug interactions and side effects,